Thank you very much. Yeah, greetings from Columbus, Ohio. I'm about a mile from the shoe. I'm still mourning the loss on Monday. Let me share my screen here. All right, move that down. Hit here. Oh, I don't want to share that. Sorry, I'm clicking the wrong things. Click present. And there we go. Nice. All right, can you guys see this all right? You can, great.
Yes.
All right, so Matthew Hexter with Evergood Elixirs. We make wine from lemons, not grapes, and we are in Palmer Lake, Colorado. Okay, let's go. There we go, nice, yeah, so lemons, not grapes. How do you do that? Can you do that? Well, absolutely, yeah. You can pretty much ferment anything, not just grapes. You've got your ciders and those sorts of things. So we actually have 4 flavors that we've come out with. We've got on the left Skier P, which is our original. This is a lemon wine made from water, lemon, sugar, and yeast. It's gluten-free. It's low in sugar, low in sulfites, super tasty, makes great cocktails. Snow Bunny next is our strawberry lemon. That's our top seller. Makes great margaritas and daiquiris. Oh my gosh. Switch Dance is a lemon lime. So I actually use lemons and limes to make that. Kind of tastes like a margarita. And then Citrus Stomp, our purple, is our latest. That's actually a grapefruit sour, which is super yummy as well. That makes great palomas. We also launched a new warm drink for the holidays called Heart Warmer. It's a mulled cranberry lemon wine. It actually came from my wife's, she started kind of making this in college. So to date myself, like over 35 years ago. So then we were wondering, can we mix it with our products and make something? And the response has been unbelievable. I was hoping to sell 400 units between Thanksgiving and Christmas. We ended up tripling that, which has been nuts. So it's kind of like Glühwein. Glühwein is pretty nasty. This is actually pretty tasty. So also we were kind of practicing, if you would, or testing out a different format with the pouches and not the bottles. So that was then. This is now. So I last presented at 1 million cups in March of 2019. And as you can see, all the numbers have increased. We, in the midst of COVID, I love what Flip said, good things can still happen. We ended up expanding. We got a canning line, invested about $100,000 in that. We launched a new product. We're in about 300 locations, and as you can see from production as well as from products sold, things have been great. So we're thrilled. So your biggest question, though, is, are you profitable? And I want to say a resounding yes. And so the rest of my time here, I'm going to tell you how you can be profitable, because my CPA didn't tell me this at first. And I was not profitable, and I was struggling, and that kind of sucks as an entrepreneur. We don't get into this to lose money and lose our homes, right? So I want to give you a late Christmas present, and it's what I call day one profit. So listen very carefully, because this is super important. I wish somebody would have told me this on the front end. So how to be profitable from day one. So if your CPA has not told you about the book Profit First by Mike Michalowicz, you need to fire them now, today. Do it. It's okay. You can do it, even if they're a friend. You need to then read the book. Then you need to implement the book. And then you need to find a bank or a banker that will help you implement it. It's kind of like Dave Ramsey for business. You kind of use a digital envelope system, but the whole principle and philosophy of it is pretty powerful. So basically, here's the philosophy. The philosophy is don't wait to take a profit at the end, take profit first. All right. Yep, I see that. Thank you very much. Um, and so your accounts are going to look like this. This is a sample of my online accounts. Um, the when income comes in, I use that as a clearinghouse, and then I put that into profit, and then my OPEX, and then my rest of accounts. So gift time. So I want to send you guys a book, and so if you would email me at matthew@evergoodelixirs.com, send me your physical mailing info, I will send you this book. You just have to promise me that you use it. Don't let it sit on your shelf. So, hey, that's it. That's Evergood Elixirs, wine made from lemons, not grapes. Please ask me more about Profit First and any other questions you have.
Wow, how generous. Thank you so much, Matthew. That's just so kind of you to share your knowledge gleaned from Profit First. My husband's a CPA, and it's funny you mentioned that because he has talked nonstop about this book for quite a while, and it sounds like blah, blah, blah to me, but maybe I should pay more attention. So anyways, thank you so much. It is that time for us to hop into the Q&A. So who has the first question for us? It looks like on Facebook, we've got a couple comments as we're waiting for the questions to come in. Jen Vinatieri Mole says, I remember when Matt first presented Snow Bunny and Skier P and landed his first big deal. He was looking for space to mass produce. It's so great to see how the community has come to assist and see how he's grown. So kudos to you. And yeah, you know, the 1 Million Cups community has had just this bird's eye view of your growth, and we've been all behind you, supporting you. So thanks for sharing your journey with us as you've gone down this path. Samantha Sargent also says, yes, I love telling people this is wine in a beer bottle and I can be served over ice like other drinks. Haha, so yummy. I personally really love Skier's Pea mixed with vodka and a splash or a squeeze of lemon, my favorite. All right, Brandy has a question for you. Brandy, you want to chime in?
Yeah, actually, I know Rich has a question too, so he's after me. But I would love to hear, Matthew, more about future plans with the company and kind of where your direction is going.
Sure, yeah. You know, Steve Covey talks about begin with the end in mind. So, you know, from the very beginning, our plan is to grow a business that we can be acquired or absorbed into a larger portfolio. Right now, we're looking at international. We've got interest in the Philippines, Korea, and China right now. Believe it or not, those markets are pretty ripe for this type of product. It's a little harder. There's a lot of noise here in the U.S. You know, in terms of here's the weird thing with COVID. So I got the canning line because everybody was telling me get out of bombers. They're also very expensive. And so bought the canning line, and now I can't get cans because Anheuser-Busch has bought all the cans. So aluminum is like, you know, we were just in time with aluminum, and now you can't get aluminum. So we tried the pouches. Those were a huge hit, and we've got something up our sleeve that we're super geeked about. We're going to start piloting it here in Colorado Springs next month, but it's going to be super awesome, cool, and it may mean that we sell our canning line. So, yeah, super excited. Thanks for asking.
Oh my gosh, way to create the intrigue there. Rich Parsons, you've got a question. Sorry, I skipped you. I didn't see it first, but now I've got you.
That's okay. Hey, real quick, before I ask the question, there's a guy that came to 1 Million Cups a while back. His name is Andrew Wollman. He has East-West Beer Exchange. He imports to Europe. You might check with him to see if you haven't already, to kind of go through his logistics chain, supply chain on that. My question is, do you have investor opportunities?
Yeah, good question, Rich. So this has been self-funded so far. I somehow convinced my wife to allow me to cash out everything we'd ever saved, and then take a home equity line of credit and put that in as well. So I'm fully in. One of the blessings of COVID is, oops, sorry, I'm getting these calls. One of the blessings of COVID is we were able to get an SBA EIDL loan, which was awesome, at just a super great rate. And then I pulled some more money to get our canning line. To answer your question, Rich, right now we're debt only in terms of any monies that we're taking. Really, we've got 3 of us involved. We're really not that interested in taking any additional equity unless it can move us, nationally quickly or internationally quickly. Good question.
Thank you. Yep.
What else?
All right. Who else has some questions in the meantime? So Matthew, I'd like to hear, you guys have since, and I think it's a good point, we all saw you starting at Skiers Pea and Snow Bunny. I remember tasting them in that moment. How do you go through your product development process? You guys have been pushing out new products so consistently and regularly. It's got to be pretty demanding on you guys. So I'd love to hear about how you guys go through that development, that creative process, and then getting it out to the market.
Sure. Yeah. So, and just so we're clear, this is skier pea, not plural, because skiers pea is gross. Nobody wants to drink skiers pea.
Sorry.
Yeah, you're good. So, with COVID, I actually purchased, 40 or 50 different grapefruit flavorings to kind of test. So I usually test at home first. My wife is very finicky with what she likes to drink, and she has no problem telling me what I just created was god awful. And so I'll usually test it at home. I've got some adult children as well that come in and they kind of like to try dad's concoctions. And then from there, I'll test it with my team, and then we will get a small group, kind of our super fans that we'll test with. That's what we did with grapefruit. I tried blood orange. Oh my gosh, I so much wanted blood orange to work. I even fermented blood orange. It was so fun. But it's pasteurized and I just don't want to keep it in coolers. So, we're also looking at shelf life as well. So that's one of our criterion. And it's got to be easy, right? So yeah, that's a good question. And then I saw, let's see, Samantha, you asked about tasting room. Our tasting room is still open. So if you go to our website, skierpea.wine, skierpea.com, Evergood Elixirs.com, we do our tastings through Groupon, and it really allows us to keep the group size super small, because we still have to abide by the regulations whether we like them or not, or agree with them or not, because they could pull my liquor license and that would super suck.
No doubt. Brandy also has a couple more questions for you. Brandy, you want to jump on in?
Yeah, I follow you guys on Facebook, so I know you had some events when you guys launched the winter, which congratulations, by the way, on tripling that. That's pretty awesome. But I'd love to hear, are there any upcoming events, more launches in the future, anything like that you want to share with people to help kind of drum up, maybe some visitors to the tasting room or any of that kind of stuff?
Yeah. I would say, our Groupons are open right now, so you can go to that. Those have been wildly successful. We're looking at opening up a tasting room in Fort Collins. In terms of local events, I'm looking to get a permanent tasting room in my back lot, and maybe once a month hold something. Good question as well. You might have been talking to my wife. She's thinking about doing a Valentine's Day event at our winery. So that could be cool too. So keep your eyes peeled there. We also, I also run the Palmer Lake Wine Festival. We did that 2 years ago. We in our inaugural wine festival, we had over 850 people attend. So that was pretty awesome.
That's spectacular. Wow. Becky, it looks like you have a question and a little plug.
I'm always in the sales mode. Is there an attached sales room? Can you buy it
Yes.
directly from you?
Yeah,
Oh.
actually our entire winery is a sales room, so all 3,000 square feet.
All right. Look at that grant application. It could be for you. It's free money. Free.
Yes.
I mean,
Actually,
we're paying for it, but yeah. All right. That's what I wanted to know. Cool. Thank you.
Wow. All right. Who else has some more questions?
I just had one of the general questions a lot of people ask. First, I just wanted to say it's very cool that you kind of shared some of your successes financially with that book. So thank you for sharing that as a part of your presentation. No one's ever done that before that I can remember. And I know you guys have pivoted a lot when COVID first happened. You guys really stepped outside and you guys presented with us. One of your other guys presented with us. So can you share with us today one of the biggest challenges that you guys had so far and how you overcame that?
Yeah, so the biggest challenge is liquor to lips, with tastings at retail locations, meaning liquor stores. Once COVID hit, people went back to buying whatever was cheap and whatever was easy. So they bought a lot of Coors and Anheuser-Busch, Skoal vodka, Evans whiskey, all of that stuff. So tastings have been super hard for us. So that's why we launched the Groupons. And it's interesting. I think over 85% of people who attend our Groupons have never tried our stuff. They're simply coming because they'd like to do something because everything's closed. So that's been our biggest challenge, Samantha, and that's what the new packaging, the new format that we're going to come out with next month. We're hoping that helps to bridge some of that gap.
And I'm not sure if you can see my question in the chat there, but you do have your stuff at some liquor stores and some bars as well?
Yeah, we're in over 300 locations in Colorado. And if you go to our website or our Facebook page, we do have a live Google map there of all of our locations. We're mostly in retail liquor stores due to restaurants, closing, especially bars. We were in some of those. We were Chiba Hut, Malika's. I mean, you name it, we're kind of in there. But it's been super hard for them.
I've got a quick question. Matthew, what's your favorite Elixir product and how do you like to drink it?
Yeah, good question. So I've got a new favorite cocktail. I call it my peanut butter and jelly. So I mix 8 ounces of Snow Bunny with 1 ounce or 1 shot of Screwball peanut butter whiskey. Oh my gosh, it is awesome. So that's my favorite. But here's something interesting to know as well. I used to be an alcoholic, so which is kind of funny. I'm in this business. So for the first 100 days of the year, I go dry. Yeah, right now I'm completely dry until like April, and sometimes I go to May. I just need to know that I can control it.
Good for you. I was just introduced to the Screwball peanut butter whiskey. Wow, that stuff is good and dangerous.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, congratulations on starting your 2021 100 days. Good for you and knowing that about yourself and being able to control it. Let's see. Rich Parsons chimed in and said Coltrane Liquors has a tasting room. And Samantha says, it sounds like you need to share that recipe on our Facebook group so we can all give the peanut butter and jelly a shot. Yeah. All right. We are down to just a few minutes. Let's go ahead and ask that super special question. And it looks like Brandy voluntold Kimberly. Kimberly, you want to jump in and ask that super special question?
You gotta love Brandy.
The one time I can't figure out my mute button. Sorry. Thanks for the
Looks like Kimberly's having some technical difficulties. Kimberly, are you there?
hear me now?
I think so.
Okay. I thought I had it figured out, but I didn't. Anyway, thanks for your presentation again. We always love to hear an update on your story because it's so close to home and so awesome. I remember hearing it when it first came out at 1 million cups. In fact, like you said, a year ago or so. So what can we as a Colorado Springs community do to help you?
Yep. So thanks for that question. So here's how you guys can help me. I need I need help with our super secret project. I need engineering help. I need to engineer some custom fillers for our new packaging. So I've got an idea of what I need. I've got kind of some examples of what I need. I just need someone who can help me engineer it because it's going to have to include some gaseous nitrogen and some fillers as well. And it needs to fill to a certain amount as well. It's got to be very precise. So if anybody knows anybody who, is a mechanical engineer or somebody in that world, I'd love to be connected.